Hi everybody, it's Sayward from findyourdivinity.com. It's been the moon and I am exhausted. Oh my gosh. I do a lot of work pretty well often because I'm a professional caster, but it seems like every time the moon hits, everybody wants work. And it's people who aren't even, necessarily lunar. You know what I mean? They're not witches. They're not, they're just people who are looking for help from someone. They're not familiar with these concepts at all, but these floods of people come in, it seems really close to the moon. So I thought today I would kind of take a break from all the stuff that I've been doing and talk a little bit to you guys about just the moon and how the moon affects your moods and some energy. Some just, it's kind of gonna be a whatever comes out of my mind video. So if you're not interested in that, see you guys later. I'll come up with something more direct when I'm feeling a little bit more direct, because right now I'm feeling a little erratic. If you can't tell, I'm just ugh. So I think that this happens to some of you guys during the moon times as well. I know that before I started offering my public witchery, I was tied to the moon cycle, but because of my own personal practice and my own personal work, I am not necessarily always focused on that moon cycle, okay? So a lot of the times the moon may have been happening and I'm doing work and I'm feeling super down and I'm feeling like low energy, or it's the opposite and I have the energy to do everything, all of it. I'm so happy, let's go, okay? For some of us, of course, that could be some mental health concerns, but whole in large, I think that there's really an element to it, right? We've seen statistically that people who work in ER environments and those sorts of emergency environments, people who respond to calls, police, firefighters, whatever, those people end up going out on more calls and they have more human to human violence, if you will, during high lunar cycles, during a full moon. So I think that there really is something to it. I don't think that you can be like, oh my god, the moon is out, I gotta go kill my mother. But I do think that the moon can definitely affect us and how we operate. Okay? So if you know anything about the world, maybe you do, maybe you don't, we have an ocean, or more than one ocean. We are actually covered in a lot of water. The same is true for us as well. I think it's 70%. I don't know. People can argue about it. You can get it at different sources and different quotes, whatever you want to. But right around 70% of us is water. So if you have ever seen an ocean, oceans have tides. They have these great rises and these ebbs and flow, right? That's the role of the ocean, the tide. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, and that is perpetual, right? I think that we are affected somewhat less, but still being affected by the proximity of the moon and our ability to clearly view it. Okay, because I think that it's not just a mental, but also a physical thing as well. Okay, our literal body water is being affected a little bit. That's going to change the operations throughout our bodies. And when things are out of whack, when we're out of homeostasis, we can feel, well, a little off. So I think for a lot of people, if you haven't noticed this sort of cycle in yourself and you really want to track that and test that theory and see if it's true, just start journaling. Just start journaling and make a note of what moon it is. Or maybe get yourself a journal that already has the moons in it. So you can just write out whatever it is that you're doing. And after a couple months, look back at your writing and see if you can see any sort of lunar patterns, okay? I don't think that everybody is severely affected. I'm not sure what would dictate whether a person is or not. But I think in order for you to recognize those things, the best way to do that is really to collaborate your information and take a look and look for patterns. I digress. So if you already know, yeah, bitch, you're talking about me, that's me, okay, let's just move away from figuring it out, recognize that you are a moon child, and how the fuck do you deal with it? You know what I mean? How do you deal with all of these energies, and why is it that my emotions are attached to a circle in the sky, and what the fuck am I doing here? Really, Grounding. The first thing that we like to teach baby witches is really about protection and grounding. Now, this is a common place to start, and it seems topically that a lot of people recommend that you start there because these are works that don't affect anyone. You're not trying to move anyone else's energy. They allow you to have a couple of missteps and not accidentally do some stuff that you didn't mean to do. It's relatively safe practice, safe work for beginners to do because you are working with positivity and you're only trying to work with your own energy, right? Protecting myself, cleansing myself, me. Well, it's also just a little bit more than that. When we talk about energy cleansing and when we talk about protections, especially for beginners, we are doing work on ourselves, right? But it's also very necessary work. I feel like people want to kind of skip ahead. They want to be like, yeah, okay, I get it. We got to be protected, but I'm trying to get in love with Johnny. I'm trying to get Sarah to come back. I'm trying, whatever it is, whatever you're doing. You're like, yeah, but I'm kind of, I already know how this works. I don't need to read the instructions. Let's just get to it. There's like this feeling of wanting to jump ahead. And I think that this can actually lead to a lot of fatigue for people. And I think that this is a reason why some people will feel like drained during moon rituals. Okay. As a practitioner, I'm able to do a number of moon rituals at once for other clients during this very set period of time and not lose too much energy. Okay. When I started doing this, however, I was drained. Like, I would leave that ritual having only done like maybe 1 or 2 workings and been like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go to bed. I can't. I'm not gonna see you tomorrow because I'm so low energy. All right. What this came from, and what I think is the root cause of that for a lot of beginners, is that you are not grounding. You're not grounding yourself. You're taking in energy, or you're using your own energy to try to force things as opposed to being a channel for energy. So naturally speaking, when you take your own energy and you force your own energy out of your body and into something, you're going to feel sick. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel erratic. You're going to feel off. Some people feel depressed. Some people respond with high anxiety. Some people are very tired. Like I mentioned, oh my God, you're not going to see me tomorrow because I'm not getting out of bed. Fatigue is really common. Sometimes people will experience more defined physical effects, namely effects of stress. So their joints may hurt after they've done a lot of work. You may be experiencing back and neck pain. Of course, that can deal with your posturing and any of the work that you're doing while you're actually doing the spell. But a lot of people report some, just like some general aches and pains, and it's because your energy has been changed. It's been altered. You have a little bit less energy of what you had before, and your body is now responding to that lack with these signals of, hey, we need something. Hey, we need something. So, if any of this sounds like you, please stick along because I'm about to talk about how we can not only fix the low energy, but keep that from happening again so that you are feeling better while you're doing work, right? It's really hard to get excited about something when you're like, yeah, I like this, but I also feel like shit afterwards, right? So for anybody who's struggling with that, stay tuned. So if you've listened to these physical symptoms and you're like, yeah, I guess maybe, the mental ones are also very important. Now we talked about anxiety and depression, right? But people who have trouble with ruminating thoughts or obsessive thoughts, like you just can't get this thing out of your head, that can also be a symptom of it, right? That to me is more like trapped up energy that needs to be filtered somewhere. It either needs to go out or it needs to go down and be filtered into your being, whatever it is, it's trapped up in here. And that's kind of what it feels like, right? When you have a thought in your head that you can't get rid of, it just goes and goes and goes, and you're like, I don't want to think this anymore. Or you get a song stuck in your head, like, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. And it just won't freaking go away. It's energy that's trapped in there. So if you're experiencing anything like that, along with the anxiety or the depression, troubles with mood lability. So this can be like you're super happy about this thing, and then you had a thought, and now all of a sudden you're super sad. Okay, this mood lability can play a big part as well in situations where a person is not energetically grounded. So, if you haven't already kind of picked up my gist here, now we're going to talk about the meat of the situation, and that's how do you fix it? Grounding. Cleansing. The stuff at the very beginning that advanced practitioners suggest for newcomers to work on. Why? They're the basis. They're the things that protect you, okay? Magic is not something to be fucked with. It's not something that's fake. It's real, all right? And if you are working energy in a way where you believe that magic is real, then you need to do everything that you can to protect that energy, all right? Just like we are so careful to make sure that the people around us and our environments look and sound a certain way and they support us, we also have to look at the ways that we are expending our own energy, right? It's not all about how everything is doing around us. It's also about what we're doing in our environments. So, if you're still with me and you're like, yes, Sayward, I feel like shit. Yep, I am right here. You're making this video for me. Shut the fuck up and start talking. Tell me what to do. Here we go. All right. I want you guys to start with very basic grounding exercises. If you are not already feeling poorly, but you are wanting to prevent that from happening, you can go right to this step. Okay. So, if you are feeling poorly, if you are feeling these effects, what I want you to do before we do this grounding is to do a clearing on yourself. Okay? So it's super simple. You don't have to have any tools to do this. Now, our more advanced practitioners out there know that you can use a candle for everything, but for anybody out there who's still watching and who's still listening, you can do this with absolutely nothing, okay? So you just find yourself a quiet place. You find yourself a place where you won't be disturbed. I like to do this outside. I like to do this with trees, but that's because I often prefer trees over people. So if you can find a tree and it's cool to do that, that works. If not, don't, wherever you're comfortable. So go where you're comfortable, sit down, relax. You can lay down for this, whatever you want to do. It's only going to take you maybe 5 minutes or so to do this kind of work. Of course, you can spend a lot longer and maybe get more in-depth results, but just for our purposes right now to help you calm and clear and get regrounded. Lay down, close your eyes, and just start to breathe. I just want you to focus on your breath. And think to yourself, in, out. In, out. You're going to begin to get these pictures in your head. You may get colors. You may get thoughts about this other thing that's going on that your brain's wanting to process and think about. It's only 5 minutes, okay? You can take 5 minutes to not think about this crap, to give your brain a chance to reset, to clear your energy, and to hopefully make everything else a little bit easier to deal with, right? So when those thoughts come in, you just let them go by. You just let them pass on because you know that there's plenty of time to think about them later. You know that there's plenty of time where, your brain can work on it. But right now, you're trying to focus on not thinking about that. Okay? So the best thing that you can be doing is just in, out, in, out. Now, if you are a person who receives visual cues when you're doing this sort of a thing, you begin to see colors, you begin to have lines appear in your closed eye vision, this is a good sign that now's the time that you can then begin to do that energy transfer. And if you don't see these things, please don't feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing it right. Some people get different sensations. Really, what you just want to focus on is being relaxed. Okay, your hands may start to warm up, your hands may start to tingle, you may have different sensations in your body. This is you attuning into those energies that are moving, okay? Now, we don't want to get rid of all of our energy. We need our energy, right? It's pretty fucking important shit, and we're trying to get some more of it, so we don't want to get rid of our energy. What we want to do is balance it. All right. Human beings are about homeostasis. I used that word a little bit before, but what it means basically is that everything is the same. We want our bodies to be balanced. We have to have the right amount of chemicals, minerals, hopefully not chemicals. Well, they are chemical compounds. Semantics, right? We have to have the right balance of things in our bodies. Otherwise, our bodies don't work right. If you don't have enough potassium in your body, your heart's going to stop working. That's truth. Okay? Literally, homeostasis, we have to have this balance. Our energy bodies are the same way. Okay, only except for not having, if you don't have enough energy, you're gonna feel low, but you're probably not gonna end up having a heart attack if you're feeling low that day. So while we have a little bit more of a buffer, we still can treat it in the same way. What we want to do is to focus on letting anything that doesn't serve us go. So you're laying there, you're breathing, you feel relaxed, you found a quiet space in your mind, in, out. You don't have to worry about counting your breaths, you don't have to worry about doing in and out at the right time, just freaking breathe. Breathe as long as you breathe, however you breathe. It's perfect, okay? Just breathe and focus in and out. And when that transfer starts, I want you to then imagine anything that's not for you traveling down outside of your body, out of your bed, out of your chair, out of, if you're standing, down your legs, over your feet, whatever it is, and seeping into the ground. Okay? It doesn't matter what color it is. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter how you imagine that. Some people imagine this as light. I see it as mud. Literal, spiritual, I don't want that shit on me, okay? I get that idea in my mind, and I say anything that matches that, okay? So any of that mud, any of that light, any of that darkness, any of that, anything that's not for me, right? Because I can't possibly name every single energy, neither can you. We don't always know what we're attached with or what we're carrying around. So what we want to do is to get the excess of that out so that we can balance ourselves, right? So just focus on this. Whatever you imagine this energy that is not for you to be, it needs to go out of you. Now you can use any sort of prayers during this as well if you're a person who likes to use prayers. I personally don't do that. I really focus on just seeing this stuff flow off of me. You may notice body changes as well. Again, if your hands weren't tingling before when you started doing this, they may be now. Different parts of your body can be heating up. You may experience certain joint pains come up in areas. Now, if this happens, I want you then, later on, to take a thought about that area of joint pain. So for instance, if you are laying here and you're doing this energy removal, you're doing this energy cleansing, right? And you're getting anything that's not for you off of you. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, my knee is exploding. It hurts so freaking bad. What is going on? Why is my knee screaming about this? I'm relaxed. I'm laying down. My knee shouldn't be, okay. Your body is sending a signal that there is an energy imbalance in that knee. Okay, you definitely probably have some physiological thing with your knee if you already know about it. Okay, I'm not trying to say that, your knee's not broken and you can just heal it with this. But for a lot of us, a lot of our aches and pains really are tied to our emotions and our mentality and our spirit and our aura. So if you are laying down doing this particular activity and you're receiving these pain receptions, okay, if you're getting these pain signals in feeling this one area, I want you later on to then just try putting your hands on that area and doing the same thing. Closing your eyes, breathing, and then seeing anything negative, whatever it is, coming out of that, okay? Excuse me. I've been talking a lot, sucking in a lot of air. So if we're going to take the knee example, okay? If your knee is feeling this way and you put your hands around the knee, okay? Let's imagine that my face is the knee and you put your hands around the knee, okay? And then the knee starts saying, ow, 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 pain signal, pain signal. You're just going to keep your hands there. Okay? And I want you to imagine anything negative, however it is that you see it, it's perfect, okay? I want you to imagine that leaving. Now, you can, again, use a prayer, or you can command. And I like to command these things because it freaking hurts, and I would like it to stop, and I would like to be firm in my dedication and my intention. So it's really up to you. A lot of people are just like, oh, just send love into it, and it works for them. And if that's how it works for you, then it works for you. Kudos. But for me, it works really well if I kind of command my energy into that because it's my body. All right. Now, if I'm doing a healing for another person or something like that, my process is different than that. I definitely don't force my own energy. However, it's my body and I can control my energy. So I direct it there. You know, all pain is removed from my knee. All stiffness is removed from my knee. My knee, I recognize that you hurt. I recognize that you're in pain. I'm listening to you. I love you. I send you everything that I can to help heal you. I need you. I recognize how important you are. You know, you talk to that knee like it's a lover. Like for real. And you do send some love to it. But you also command everything that's not for you in that knee to go, right? Every sickness, every darkness, in every nook and every cranny, be gone, leave me. All that is not for me leaves now. Tell it. Use your power, babe. Use your power. There's nothing wrong with like getting forceful in your magic, I don't think. Especially if it's in your healing. So, we've talked about the energy cleansing. Right? We talked about how to get rid of that. Also, if you don't really like that way and you are like, oh, well, I do energy cleansing like this, do it. Okay? I don't know everything. I'm just sharing with you ways that you can do that. All right? So if you got something that's working for you right now, you're on that really good guided meditation, go for it. All right? Whatever you do. But cleanse your energy. Because next, and for everybody who's like, oh my God, is she ever going to fucking shut up? Here we go. We're going to talk about the protection part. So this is step 2, right? We did the energy cleansing. I'll turn down this one. And now we have the protection. So what do you do to protect yourself? How do you protect your energy? Well, I think for a lot of us, we do that already and we know how to do that, but we're not necessarily conscious of it. So for instance, say that, oh, I've got a really great one. So if you guys have used social media at all, you get onto social media, right? And like you click, and now Facebook has changed. I'm banned on Facebook right now, by the way. I don't even know what the fuck I did, but that doesn't matter. Facebook sucks. So you get on your social media platform, and especially Facebook right now. As soon as you click onto that, you get this little circle. It's got somebody's face in it. And it pops up with a message. And already you can see a portion of the message. This is very hard for people who like to avoid people. Like, let's be honest, right? But are you a person who likes to avoid people? Or are you a person who's careful with your energy? And I think that that's a question for a lot of us. It's not that you don't like your friends. It's that you are either low energy right now, or you don't want to expend your energy to that. And we're so afraid, a lot of us, to open those messages or to do something like that, to respond to that right now, because we don't want to leave you on read and be an asshole, but we also don't want to deal with this shit right now, so we're just not going to look at it. And I think that Facebook figured that out, so they were like, hey, bitch, you have to see half of this. Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Conserving your energy is something that everybody does, okay? It doesn't matter if it's Facebook. Sometimes, oh, well, I told Karen that I would go do this thing, but I really don't want to. It's because, of your energy. It's how you feel. Like, is it the way that Karen affects your energy? Well, some Karens definitely can. Or is it the fact that, your energy is not at a place where you can be sharing it? You know what I mean? We vary from day to day. The moon can affect how we feel. So my point here about the protection, and we're getting into the protection right now, because you guys have been listening to me for fucking long enough, right? My point here is that we all protect our energy, and we do that literally, and we don't even recognize it, okay? Your engagement, your choice to engage, your choice to not engage is totally up to you, but a lot of times it is based upon your personal energy. So in order for a lot of us practitioners to be able to retain our energy, even raise our energy, protect our energy, and then be able to sustain energy, right? That's the key, is through protection. So once you've cleansed that energy, you're feeling good, you're feeling balanced, now you want to lock that in. You want to seal it in so that other people can't fuck with your wah, right? Because you can see the people around you and you're like, nope, 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 nope. You are on a bad vibe, you are on a bad vibe, you are a bad vibe. There's too much, I don't want to deal with this, I'm not here right now, okay? Some people call that being woke. I don't even like that terminology because I feel like it's separatist and that everybody can and eventually will be one. But point being, you have to protect that because there are people out there who will affect your energy. They will do that negatively. I'm sure that you can think of somebody in your life right now. If I were to say, who fucks with your energy? What fucks with your energy? You know what I mean? So we have to protect ourselves from that. So in my mind, a protection is both like a formal act of I'm going to seal in this energy and protect anything and create this shield basically of energy that helps me stay balanced. It's also a promise to yourself that you are going to mind your energy, that you are going to maintain your energy, that you are going to protect your energy, right? Because in all of this, we are the manifester. We are the one that makes things happen. So if there is protection to be going on, in the largest part, it's coming directly from you, okay? I know that they say leave things to God, and you should leave a lot of things to God or universe or spirit, whatever you want to call that, whatever that iteration is for you. But you can't leave everything to God, because God is not going to go fill out your resume, and he's not going to go to your interview, and he's not going to get you bathed, he's not going to pop your food in the microwave or whatever you have the luxury of doing, right? He's not going to do those things. If you don't put some effort into it, you're going to starve. If you don't put the effort into at least, chewing, you're going to starve. That's all it is. So you have to put yourself into your protections as well, all right? So the protection goes like this. It's very simple. There are a number of angels, entities, deities, goddesses, gods, and otherwise that can be invoked to assist you, to guide you, to guard you, to stand by you. If you have one of these deities already in mind, one of these entities already in your head, that's the person that you should be using. If you don't already have a connection, you don't have to worry about it, okay? If you believe in universe, you can say universe. If you believe in your higher self and you are about yourself, you can say, my higher self, whatever it is. But you want to begin by invoking that, okay? You want to begin by invoking that. So for the people who do have an entity, we might say, Mother Mary, now that my energy is cleansed, I come to you in prayer. I hope that you see my will to change and to heal and to give love and compassion to the world, much as you did. I wish to follow in your footsteps of kindness to mankind and hope to live and love and serve in the light that you served us. Okay? So that's a great dedication. You're dedicating yourself to that. You're asking for that deity's interception, okay, whatever that may be. If it's Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, please bring us your sword, the defender of the blue flame. You can get into that. So if you have a deity, you invoke that. Then, if you don't have a deity, here's where you come in, okay? Then you bring yourself into it. You say, after you've invoked the deity and asked for their help, you say, I am in control of my energy. I am in control of the ebb and flow and wave of my vibe. I choose to not let anyone negatively affect my energy. I choose to avoid situations where my energy is being taken. I choose not to interact with people who are negatively affecting my energy. And I choose to give and love and serve and compassion with my energy all who come and all who deserve. So you don't have to say those words perfectly, but I wanted you to get the idea, okay? Because magic is personal. It really should become your personal process, all right? You don't have to do my magic this exact way for it to work. I'm trying to give you the idea of how you do it, all right? So you invoke that deity or that interceptor, that helper, that divine being. If you have one, you start with that. You come to them humbly and ask for their help in protecting yourself, protecting your energy, right? And then you make a dedication about yourself and what it is that you are going to do to protect your energy. And you make that promise, you make that intention, you form that, you seal that in your mind, okay? Now, at this point, for a lot of people, the protection is over. Some people like to do like an aura sweep. You can do this in your mind. You can imagine a light coming from above you. It can be any color. Some people like to do the chakra colors. Some people like to imagine a gold, a pink, a silver light. A blue healing light is common as well. As you can tell, a lot of different colors. So whichever one like really suits you, whatever you feel like that is, maybe even golden rays of sunshine, right? It's easy to imagine the feeling of sunshine on our bodies for a lot of us. So the more that you can get into that, the more that you can feel that energy, the better that this step works. Of course, it's optional. Like I said, for a lot of people, after you invoke the deity and you promise yourself, that's the end. But for someone who wants to take that extra step in doing that personal protection, you can just start at the top of your head, right? And you can just kind of, as you see me, you can kind of just swoop and swipe this energy, right? You're just kind of brushing the energy. Some people use fans for this. Some people use feathers for this. Some people use spurges, so that it's like a bundle of herbs or something that's dipped or sprayed with different colognes and different waters, okay, to kind of hit the face, but you're going to go all over the body. You want to start at the top of your head. You want to go all the way down to your feet. Some people start at the feet and they go all the way up to the head, but I like to make sure, because in my personal work, in my personal path, I'm making sure not only that I'm doing this cleansing, that I'm doing this protection, but also that, again, everything, that I didn't miss anything. Anything that may still be in there that is not for me, I'm also commanding out and down my body. So it's like being enveloped by this perfect light. And once you do that, make sure that you get the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet as well, okay? Once you do that, then your protection is closed. Some people like to seal themselves and to do some anointing with holy water. Some people will use Florida water, siete machos, depending on what it is that what kind of work that they're trying to do. But for the basic neo practitioner, I think that the real important part of this is not necessarily anointing oneself, but in this visualization, because this light is anointing you, and you have made a promise with yourself, with your entity, if you have one, with the people around you, whether they know it or not, that you are going to be on the best lookout for your energy. You are not only going to be cleansing yourself and healing yourself and helping the people around you, but you are going to be protective of your energy, and you're not going to let people come in and ruin your energy while you're building it up. Okay, so happy full moon to everybody. This is so exciting. Halloween is coming up. Samhain, we know, offers us a second full moon. So blue moon on Samhain. We're definitely going to be talking later on about what a blue moon is and what we can be doing with that to make some plans for this very special Samhain. So thank you guys for listening so much. I know that this has been a very long and drawn out video, but I hope that if you've made it to this point, you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and as always, I'm available for spell work. So catch me at findyourdivinity.com, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.